Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Charlotte and I run a business called Schift & Co. Schift & Co helps you say yes to success when it comes to marketing your wedding business. In today's video, we're going to be talking about your Google My Business listing, how to set it up, why it's important, and how you can optimize it for search engines to help you be more successful within your listing. Now, before we get started, let's focus on why it's important to invest time in your Google My Business listing over, let's say, your social media. Well, when it comes to search engines, those people are typically searching for exactly what you do. So if I'm searching for a wedding photographer, it's only going to pull up the results that are local to me of wedding photographers in my area. Whereas when it comes to your social media, it's really up to Instagram or Facebook or any of those above which people they show those posts to. So when we're setting up your Google My Business listing, we need to make sure it's really clear what you do, who you're trying to attract, and the local area that you serve. So we're going to go through step by step on how to set up this listing. I'm going to provide you a few tips along the way on how to optimize it so that you can beat those competitors and be the best wedding business in your area on Google. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is find Google My Business, and the easiest way to do this is through a search engine. So you're going to type in Google My Business, and it'll be either the first or second option. Normally the first one's the ad. And then you're going to click this button that says Manage Now. Now, right now, this is logged directly into my Google My Business listing. If you do not have a Gmail account, you will need to create one in order to be able to log in. So once you have logged in, you are going to be prompted to create a location. So you're going to click Add a Location, Add a Single Location. If you haven't set up a Google account before, this will prompt you on the initial screen. What you're going to do to create it is first of all put in your business name. So this is should be your full business name. This is giving people an option to search for you. So we're going to just create a fake business in this instance. So we're going to do magical wedding photography, and that's what we're going to create this business as. So then you're going to click next. Then you're going to choose the business category. So this comes up with a few suggestions for you. So if I type in wedding, there's a few examples here. So some of you may find yourselves under here as wedding planner, wedding photographer. I would do your best to find the closest match to what you do. This will help Google show your business to people who are searching for something similar. So if your business is a little bit unique in what you do, try your best to find something that you think would best fit this category. If your business has multiple categories, at a later date we can add more than one, so don't worry about that for now. So choose the one that is your primary business category, so the one that best fits for now. So in this fake one that I've created, we're a wedding photography business, so I'm going to click wedding photographer. Now this next bit is really important. So if you have a physical location that people can visit, you can put this as a yes. If you just serve a particular area but you don't have a physical location that people can come and visit to learn more about your services, then you're going to click no. Google Maps tends to prioritize those who have a physical location. But for many of you, your location that you work out of is your home address. So if that's the case, you probably don't want people showing up on your doorstep unexpected. So I would put no for this one. Now here is another really important thing. So this is what is telling Google where you're located and the different types of areas that you serve. So in this one here, you are going to add in your primary location. You can add in more later. So if there are a few different regions that you serve your customers primarily, then you can add those in later. For this one, we are going to put Niagara in Canada, because that is where I'm located. And here you can add some more later, but we're just going to leave it as that for now. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is put in your phone number, your website, now it's important here, if you don't have a website, you should be getting one anyway for SEO purposes. It's very, very important for wedding businesses to have a website and not just social media. So if you do not have a website, there is this option to get a free website based on your information. This is great as a temporary solution, but I cannot stress highly enough the importance of having a website for your wedding business. There are many different options for you that are a little bit easier to get set up in terms of budget. Squarespace is fantastic. They're doing a really great job with the SEO side of things, so I would recommend them. Wix is another option. WordPress is the best in my opinion in terms of SEO, but tends to come with a little bit more challenges when it comes to budget getting it set up and also maintenance as well. So if you're not super techy, go with the simpler option such as Squarespace, and that will work for you. Okay, so now we have set up this fake business. This next step here, so your mailing address is to verify. If you've said that you do serve your clients at a location, this will be the location that does show up on your listing. If you have said that you do not serve your clients at your location, this mailing address is just to verify that you are where you say you are. It's preventing people from all over the world creating listings where they want to kind of drive traffic to their business. So this is proving that you do exist, you're real, and prevents kind of additional spammy content that goes on Google. So don't worry, even if you have entered that you do not have a physical location, this can be your home address and it will not be shown to the public. Now, once you have entered in this address, you will be asked to submit a verification postcard. This postcard will be mailed to this particular address here. It does take a little while. It says up to 12 business days is typically how long it takes. And when you received that postcard in the mail, you are going to add it to your listing at that later date. So your listing is not going to be verified and fully functioning until it has had that verification code entered in. So bear that in mind. Okay, and so Google is pretty smart, and based on what you have previously put in, it is going to predict the other types of services that you have. So for my business here, it says, oh, because I put wedding photographer, I specialize in wedding and engagement photos. If you're a photographer that specializes in additional things other than just wedding and engagement, here is the place that you can put those in there. So we're going to click save. And now we're going to add in our business hours. If you're a physical location, these are the hours that people can actually visit your location. and expect you to be there. If you are not a physical location, but you have office hours that people can typically contact you, you can put those in there. I do recommend at least putting something in there. Again, it's boosting the amount of information that you're giving to Google, and so that helps you get shown more often. So if you know that typically you work Monday to Friday, and you're open, say, 8 till 4:30. You can also separate it if you didn't want, for example, if you know you're out typically at lunch times, then you can add those hours in there. So we're just going to keep it really simple for now. Okay, so your business description. This is the part where most of you are going to get to and be like, I'll do that later. This is so important because this is where you're going to put all this information that contains those keywords that people are searching for. So when they're putting certain search phrases within Google, if that search phrase is within this description, you're more likely to be shown up on the Google search results, which then boosts the amount of traffic that you're getting to your website. So invest some time in here. Think about the type of keywords that people are asking for. Don't make it super spammy and just full of keywords without any relevance. So if you're a wedding photographer, make sure that you're mentioning wedding photography, wedding and engagement sessions. Provide as much detailed information that's relevant to what you do. Also mention if you have a particular niche that you work with. So for example, if you're a fine art wedding photographer, a luxury wedding photographer, those type of keywords are perfect for in here, as well as put in again the types of locations that you are serving, because this again is confirming to Google that you do indeed work with those locations that you specified earlier. Photos, also very, very important to add in photos that are relevant to your business, especially in the wedding industry. A lot of what we do is very visual, so this is important. Another thing to mention here, keeping this up to date and adding in new photos here and there will keep your posting relevant, and again show that show to Google that you are keeping your content up to date, and you've posted on there recently. They love that. They love that you use their services, and so will promote your business more if you're using it regularly. Okay, so I did skip a lot on here, but that's just because this is not a real business and I'm going to have to delete it afterwards anyway. So this is what it's going to look like when you've completed all of this information, but we're going to go a step further and make sure that it is fully complete. So this home screen provides you a little bit more information on what you need to do to update your business listing, as well as providing you with some options for advertising. We will talk about that later in another video. So we're going to go through this left-hand side. So the posts here, what I would recommend you doing is creating posts that you are also posting on your social media profile. I know a lot of you are now thinking, oh my gosh, it's another thing. Use exactly the same content. Do it once a week if you can. But again, as Google loves to promote businesses that are using their services, this is a great way to do it. And remember, Google is likely where most people are going to be looking when searching for you. When you're posting all this content on social media, you really do have to kind of post it into Instagram's algorithm and hope that it meets the right people. When it comes to Google, these people are actually searching for exactly what you do. So there's a higher likelihood of conversions than anything that you're posting on your social media. I love social media. But for wedding businesses, this is where you are really going to drive additional traffic and get more leads this way. So posts here, very similar to social media. You can put a little bit of, this would be where your caption goes in. You can add in images, and you can also put a little call to action button so they can book with you, they can learn more about something that you mentioned, they can sign up with you, or they can buy. So these are great ways to, again, get your listing shown to more people. Under the info section, some of this we will have already filled in. Underneath here, you can see we can edit with these little pencils. So if you wanted to edit your business name, you can do. If you want to add some more categories, remember we selected wedding photographer, but if you wanted to add some more categories, I don't recommend adding too many in. It's not that there's more, the more the better. In fact, having just a few in there really showcases to Google what your business is about. Having too many just sometimes comes across as you are a bit of a jack of all trades and not as focused on being a wedding photographer, for example. So they would rather showcase someone who is like, I'm a wedding photographer, this is what I do, than, oh, I do a bit of this, I do a bit of that, I do a bit of this. So try and just have maximum 4, I would say, but make sure that your primary category is the one that is most important and that your entire listing is focused on. Again, you can change your service areas. So if you wanted to increase the areas that you serve, that's where you would do it. You can edit up those hours. Google does send you prompts around some of the statutory holidays just to ask if you are open. So it's a good little reminder. And then you can add some more details on your services. Again, like I mentioned with the keywords, this is a fantastic way to add more terms that people are searching for. So you can provide, again, I wouldn't recommend doing pricing. I don't recommend putting pricing on your website, so I definitely do not recommend putting it on your Google My Business listing. But adding in that service description full of keywords related to that particular service and the type of clients you're trying to attract is really important here. Okay, so what you're going to try and do is make sure that you're filling out as much of the details as possible. Some of these are just not going to be applicable to you, and that's okay. But anywhere there's descriptions, things like that, don't skip over those. Chances are your competitors are skipping over those, so this is a fantastic way to set yourself apart from those. And then over on here, we also have an Insights tab. So once you start, once you have your verified listing and you start attracting people to find your listing, here is going to be full of analytics that show you what people are searching for when it comes to your listing, how many people clicked to call you, how many people clicked your website, all of those types of details. All right, and Google does also have that social proof button, just like the testimonials that you see on your Facebook page, for example, or those testimonials that you like to share on your website. Google reviews are what's going to make it more likely for your Google listing to show up higher than others. So if you have more reviews than your competitor, chances are you're going to show up more often. There are a number of factors that go into how your listing can show up compared to others, but this is one that definitely makes an impact. So send over to your clients your review link. Once you've completed all this information, that will actually be available on this home area. They'll provide you with the review link that you can then share with past clients, and really make this a core part of your offboarding strategy. So send them over an email once you've finished congratulating them on their wedding, and then also request that they leave you a review. Now, it's up to you, but there's also a messaging option. So if you want your clients to have the option to message you through your listing, this is where you would set that up. Again, it needs to be verified before you can set this up. But within that messaging app, you have to make sure that you are going to be responding to them frequently. If you know that you already have too many other ways for people to contact you and that you would find it difficult to respond to these in a timely manner, then do not set it up, because you want to make sure that you are responding to people. Photos, again, you can add some additional photos here. There's also the option to add additional users. So if there's multiple people who manage your business, that is where you are going to do it right here. So there you go. That is how you are going to set up your Google My Business listing. It is super simple, and it makes a huge difference to how you're going to show up to your potential clients on Google. We hope you found this video valuable. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so we can provide you with more content similar to this.